Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's Steve Jewin from MMA Mania. How are you this afternoon?
What's up, brother? How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm really excited to talk to you because you've got a huge fight coming up with Justin Gaethje. So how is the preparation going for that fight?
Oh, amazing, man. I couldn't ask for a better camp, healthy, happy, and ready to get.
I've been reading online in various places that you're dedicating this fight to your brother. So before I get into anything else about the fight, why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
Every fight's been dedicated to my brother. This is no different. It's 10 years since he died, 10 years I've been in the sport. I'm fighting for the world championship, and everything that I said I was going to do is just coming to fruition, man. Every fight's been dedicated to my brother, you know what I'm saying? I'm actually going to dedicate this fight to a little bitty wrestler, man. His name is Wyatt Polk. He just got diagnosed with cancer last week sometime, so.
Well, I hope the victory cheers him on and makes him feel better, but I guess then
Absolutely.
Just give me some more background then on your brother, because then obviously if every fight's been dedicated to him, I need to know this story a little better.
Oh man, it was just one of them deals, man. Growing up, we've been real active kids, hiking and biking and stuff like that. Just athletic people, a real athletic family. And we were hiking one day, and my brother fell off some cliffs, man, where the rocks gave, and he kind of went with them. You know what I'm saying? And it was like 250 feet.
Oh.
His death I lost myself for a little while, and then needed some kind of outlet to to kind of channel my negative energy to. And I found MMA a couple weeks later after the funeral. And, been doing it ever since, man. And it's just one of them things that kind of, I feel like saved my life. And it was something I was able to turn everything that happened that was negative into something positive and beneficial to a lot of people.
Well, that's good. I mean, I'm glad it worked out that way, but it's a shame that your brother died in an accident like that. That's got to be really, I can't even put it into words. I don't know how to describe, because I haven't lost a sister or a brother or anything. So
the way I try to explain it to people, man, as tragic as it is, it's like, I took probably the worst thing that ever happened to me in my life and turned it into something positive for a lot of people, lessons learned, And my biggest message is to everybody, man, I'm always trying to send it to them, don't take every day for granted. Live every day for the best of what it is, man. Take everything with a grain of salt. Keep a smile on your face and keep pushing forward, man. Set goals, achieve them, and live life and be happy, man. There's no need to live in the negative, because there's too much positive to be taken in.
I love that attitude. In fact, since we're on a positive tip, let me give you something positive, because MMA, as you know, is often a trash-talking business. People like to talk smack about each other, but when I talked to Justin Gaethje, he had nothing but nice things to say. He said that he thinks you and him are both top 20 in the world at lightweight, and he thinks your right hand could put out any lightweight anywhere in any promotion.
Oh, absolutely. I've trained really hard for a long time, man, and, I'm sure you're familiar with my past and what happened with the injuries and stuff like that and the setbacks that I had. But that's part of the motivation and inspiration behind everything that I'm doing right now. I was forced to, I was forced into an injury situation that was really bad for a lot of people, and it took me away from the sport for a little while, but I never gave up, man. I never turned an eye. And, that's where I'm at, man, is I want people to take, the positives from my situation, man. When so many people would have gave up, I didn't, I stuck my head to the ground and kept my heart in it. And then here I am fighting for what I said I would be. I told everybody I'd be a world champion, and I'm not lying when I say I'm going to be. Justin is a magnificent competitor, man. He is one hell of a fighter, and he's very aggressive, and he's very skillful, man. But there's something at work here that means more than either of us. And that's what I aim to show, man. I'm not just me in there, brother. I'm a lot of people, and I'm a lot of things. And I'm something that it's going to be a hell of a fucking night for that guy.
If anything should indicate that, I would just say go back and watch the WSF 25 tournament, because the way you came back from being eliminated in the quarterfinals and then won 2 fights to win the whole thing, that should show people you're very determined right now.
I'm serious. I'm very passionate about this sport, man. I love it. I love being able to be a voice in some sense, not just a fighter, somebody that competes and loves to beat people up or anything like that, man. I'm a competitor, and I'm trying every day to better myself as an individual and a person, and incorporate people and bring them to, to the common ground of MMA, man. We're not just fucking brutal, beasts that go in there and try to dogfight. You know what I'm saying? We're actually college educated individuals. We've competed our entire lives, and this is just our form of athletics. This is our sport, man. You know what I mean? And I want to take it mainstream. I want to be that guy that helps it grow. And, gain a lot of fans towards what we do and why we do it.
Oh, I hear you 10,000%. And I know people are going to be excited about this title fight, but let me go back to that tournament again for just a minute. And I want to ask you, how personally satisfying was it that the guy you ended up beating to win the tournament was the same guy you faced in the opening round of the tournament? It was like a redemption story.
Yeah, to a lot of people, it's, ironic that it played out that way, but it's the same. I didn't plan on losing at all. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I had planned. So for it to play out like that, it is what it is, but that was not on my agenda. That was not something that I had planned to do. I wanted to go 3-0 that night, and I wanted to show everybody how serious I really was, but I was so amped up and over aggressive that I never one time took a step backwards to play, to play the movement, play the defensive side of it, self-defense side of it. And that's where a lot of fighters get caught up in, just being over aggressive and getting caught with stupid shit like submissions. And that's been my weakness the entire time. And that only weakness that I have is submissions. So, that being said, tell me how many times Justin Gaethje submitted somebody.
Well, no, it's not really in his forte. In fact, 80% of his wins are KO or TKO. He even said he wants to be the first person to knock you out in years. I don't know what the possibility is, but that's his goal he set.
Because you gotta be standing on your feet to knock somebody out.
That is a good point. So, I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Well,
but
the thing about it is I'm a very complete fighter. I'm a more complete fighter than Justin. Justin, he's very aggressive. He's very good at kickboxing. He's very good at boxing. He's got damn good Greco, but at the same time, it's like I look to exploit the one dimension. You know what I'm saying? I'm that guy that can beat you anywhere. I can take you out where you're not good. I know your weakness, and I can exploit it and use it against you. So that being said, I'm a very smart fighter, and I love to get the victory, and I love to show people how I'm still growing as an athlete. I feel that when you're done growing, that you're done in the sport. I'm not done growing.
Oh, yeah. No, you're not at all. But would you say part of that growth was coming down from welterweight to lightweight? Because, you'd had a lot of success at welterweight before that point. You came in, and it looked like you were going to have a lot of success at welterweight in World Series. But then at lightweight, you've had even more.
Yeah, it's been one of them things over the last, fucking decade where people have been like, your framing, your structure is made for 55, man. If you get to 55, you're going to be a world champion. There's no doubt about it. Well, I was doing so good at welterweight, I'm like, if it ain't broke, why fix it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why drop? But, I took the loss to Jake Shields a while back, last January, and Jake's top 5 in the world. He's the best at what he does, and I felt the weight difference finally play a bigger factor than it ever had in his technique. I knew what he was going to do. He's pretty rudimentary when it comes to doing what he does. He's pretty basic. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on you. And I knew this, but I couldn't stop a damn thing that he was doing. So that being said, I knew that it was time to go to welterweight or go to lightweight, which I had planned to do before I jumped up and took the short notice fight against Jake. But, I did the World Series a favor, and they've held up their end, man. The World Series has done me right. We've always came to a great agreement, and they love to help their athletes and build them up. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, I'm pro World Series all the way, man.
I enjoy talking to everybody that's on their shows, so I have nothing but good
things. Wait till you see the next one, man. You'll have a new reason to be a fan, I promise.
Oh, yeah, and it's going to be a great card. And everybody that's listening right now and reading this got to know it's at the Bank of Colorado Arena in Greeley, Colorado. So you can either get your tickets or you can watch it live on NBC Sports. But either way, don't miss it. But if I can take it on a side note for a second, we got a card coming up tomorrow as I'm recording this that Gilbert Smith is fighting on. And before you came to World Series of Fighting, you beat Gilbert Smith in Titan FC. So
actually, to tell you the truth, I actually train with Gilbert Smith now. After beating Gilbert, I had taken some time away from the sport and had to fight internationally due to my injury, And, Gilbert was one of my first fights back in the United States. And, so I fought Gilbert, I wasn't in the best shape, but I was doing damn well on my own without a team and stuff. And, so I fought Gilbert in the co-promoted event, C3 and Titans. And I went to a decision for the first time, or a recorded decision for the first time in my career. And after the fight, I had a chance to speak with his coaches and, congratulate him and appreciate it, him taking the fight and all that jazz. And his coaches, I talked to him a bit and they seemed real interested on me coming out, and potentially becoming part of their team. Well, I took him up on his offer, man. It wasn't, 2-3 weeks after the fight, I made the move to Colorado, and I've been here ever since. So now I actually train with Gilbert, man, and honestly, to tell you the truth, since I beat that guy, he's night and day different. He approaches the game different. He took what I did against him, and he's using it in a very beneficial way. I always tell people that if you can gain a defense to my kind of offense, nobody will ever beat you. You'll create your own kind. You'll create your own style. And Gilbert has done that, and I hope that tomorrow, I'm sure that tomorrow, that he'll do well and he'll get the victory.
Well, he gave up a lot to take the fight. He gave up the RFA title, so he's got to make it big when he comes into Bellator and make it prove that it mattered. And, somebody told me it was like he cashed in a shot, and he's cashing in and coming to Bellator. We'll see if it works out.
Yeah, man, him, Gilbert Smith and Joe Warren, both my teammates, man. They're both fighting tomorrow on Bellator, so if anybody's listening, be sure to check that out and support Factory X, and I'd sure appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. In fact, you'll be pleased to know I've got an interview with Joe Warren that's going live on the site today as we're recording this. So in a few hours, people will get to know why the baddest man on the planet thinks he's going to put a hole through Darian Caldwell. He's very convinced it's going to happen.
I'll tell you what, Joe Warren's going to go out on top, and I have no doubts about it. But you be sure that when you talk to that man, you be sure Brian's looking forward to you handing down that name when you retire.
Yeah, okay.
Baddest man on the planet goes to Brian Foster when this is over with.
All right, well, I'll make sure Joe knows that. You're going to be the sequel to it. You're going to be part 2 of that legacy.
Damn straight I am, and he knows it. He already knows, but just remind him.
All right, I will do that. So, getting back to the Justin Gaethje fight, one of the things that I said when I talked to him was that as much as I enjoy the fact that he's the champion and he has a very exciting fight style, I sometimes worry that his aggressiveness is going to cost him. He seems like a guy that's willing to take a punch to make a punch, and I'm not sure that's going to pay off when he's fighting somebody like you. No, sir, it's not. I'm a sniper. I'm a one-shot, one-kill kind of guy. If I land that shot, you're going to go dazing for a minute, and so you go dazing for a minute, and I see your eyes go sideways, I'm bringing some pain that you ain't going to remember. And I asked him about that, too. I said, I have seen you get tagged before. I saw Luis Palomino tag you, and his response was, he didn't hit me flush, he hit me in the neck. Yeah, but see, I'm going to hit you flush. You tell everybody how to beat you. You lead with your forehead, so I know exactly where your chin's at. Well, maybe this would be the time for him. And that's what I'm coming for. Yeah, it would be time for him to go back to his wrestling roots then and try to double leg you, but I'm sure you got a game plan for that as well. I'm a pretty good wrestler myself. He's a better Greco guy. I'm a better freestyle guy. But ultimately, when wrestlers go against each other, it usually comes down to hands and boxing. And unfortunately, I've been boxing way longer than he has, man. So to play that game with somebody like me that's got the angles and the movement that I have, that's playing with fire, buddy, and he's bound to get burned. See, and I think that might just be what happens with Warren and Caldwell, too, because they're both such great wrestlers that I think they're just going to end up trading hands. I'm not going to disagree with you there. Joe's been working very diligently with our head coach, Mark Montoya. And he is a night and day different fighter, man. He looks to set up his takedowns and play the game in a different way. So I hope to see him actually jump into that pair of pants and whoop this boy's ass with his hands. Now, just let me ask you one more question about that. But there's this situation right now with the bantamweight title not being defended in Bellator for almost a year now, and Caldwell and Warren are like the two top guys that haven't had a chance to, Warren's former champion, Caldwell is undefeated, so it feels like one of these guys should be next in line to fight for a title, but the champions can't seem to be bothered to fight, so do you think they should make an interim
neither
title?
One of them's going to want to fight Joe after this. When they see what Joe's about to do to this Caldwell, man, they ain't going to want to fight him no more. You know what I'm saying? Galvo got lucky with that knee bar, man. And that ain't gonna Joe's a good person. As far as he's very smart and he learns from his mistakes just like we all do, man. And I don't think that's gonna play out the same way. So, he's biding his time. That's not his title. That's Joe's title, and he knows it. All right. Well, do you think they should even bother with an interim title then, or you just think he's next no matter what? I really don't think Joe gives a shit.
Well, no, I know.
He's a competitor, man.
I know he doesn't, but go ahead. Sorry.
No, I just think that, he's going into it the best in the world. He knows that, and a title on the line is nothing short of the fact that he is the best in the world, man. A title on line or not, he's going to prove it that he is. We're going to see you try to prove that too, coming up here in just a week, March 12th, the Bank of Colorado Arena, Greeley, Colorado, live on NBC Sports, main event of the evening. Justin Gaethje, Brian Foster, going to go to war inside the Decagon. So what else do you want to say? What do you want to plug? Man, I just want to say, thank you to my family, my friends, my fans, man, my brothers, who I train with every day, my brothers who I don't get to see every day. I just I want to let everybody know how thankful I am and blessed that I am to be part of something like this and finally get my opportunity to show the world who I really am and what I'm really capable of. I got a few sponsors: Vaporfly, Hayabusa, Sucker Punch, Alienware. Big shout out to one of my little buddies who just got cancer, Wyatt Pope. Keep your head up, and like I said, may keep an eye to the sky, and you're never alone, buddy. We're always here. We'll always be with you.
All right, much respect to Wyatt Pope. Much respect to you as well, Brian. And going to be a great fight, March 12th. I hope everybody's watching. Thanks again for the time, and good luck in the fight.
No problem, man. Anytime. Don't miss it.